welcome to Nate Visual and to this very exciting tutorial, because today is an After Effects day and we'll be doing something like this. Alright, so I'm in After Effects running version 25.22 and I've already imported the footage. I grabbed it from motionarray.com, the link's down in the description. First thing we're gonna do is create a new composition. The easiest way, just drag the clip down here onto the comp icon. Okay, if we take a look at the shot, we'll see that we are rotating around this building, and that looks super cinematic. Now, if we want to add some more elements to the scene, we'll need to do a 3D camera track. So, right-click on the layer, go to Track and Stabilize and choose 3D Camera Tracker. Once that finishes analyzing, you'll see a bunch of colorful little points, kind of like a field of flowers. These are our tracking points. And when you hover over them, you'll see a little target appeal, sort of like a bullseye or dartboard. That's the base for our 3D camera and scene. Now we want to select at least 3 points that align with the building sidewall to create our target. Once you got it placed, you can shift it around like this to check perspective and vanishing point. Then just right click and choose Create Solid and Camera. Don't use Set Ground Plane and Origin here, since we're not on the ground but on the side of the building. That solid should now be stuck to the wall and act as a placeholder for our 3D content. We also select a point on the flagpole and create a null object there to catch up the position. Now things are looking pretty great, but there's a new problem, and that is scale. Let me switch to the top view to show you. If we zoom out, we can see our camera way down here. And if we zoom much more way out, we see our solid way up here. So, yeah, our scene is huge. That would mean any new elements we add would need to be scaled up like crazy, and that is not ideal. So instead, we're gonna normalize the scene. We'll create a new null object, and then turn it into a 3D layer. And then, parent all other 3D layers to it using this pig whip. Now that null acts like a master control. Okay, hit the S key to bring up the scale of the layer and shrink it down to maybe 7% or 5%. That brings everything into a manageable range. You can also rotate the scene with the null, so the solid lines up with the horizontal guide. Makes positioning future elements way easier. Check the tracking again, and yeah, everything's holding up great. Once we are happy, we can get rid of that master null and delete it, because we don't need it anymore. Now let's go ahead and create our flag that's going to be at the top of the building. I have a PNG of the Argentine flag with an alpha channel, and we'll drop that into the comp. Before we make it 3D, we'll adjust the anchor point, set it to the left side of the flag. Now we turn it into a 3D layer and scale it down to fit the building. To set the position correctly, we open the track null, copy its position, and paste it into the flag's layer position. This is already looking pretty solid, doesn't it? But we want the flag to move, right? So we pre-compose the flag layer, leaving all attributes in the main comp. And inside of the pre-comp, the flag is 2D again, and that is perfect for easily adding new elements. We're going to use a displacement map effect. By selecting the layer, go to Effect, Distort, Displacement Map. Okay, let me first explain how displacement works. So this effect takes the lighter and darker pixels of the layer we choose on here, and then turns it into a bump. I've got another footage clip of fabric moving in the wind from vecteezy.com, and this link is also down in the description. To prep it, we add the tint effect under color correction and change the black value to a darker gray. That's because displacement only deals with grayscale colors. Back in our flag layer, we need to do some adjustments. So set the displacement layer to the fabric, check effects and masks, and change both channels to luminance. Then bump up the values to about 20. Now set the fabrics layer blend mode to soft light. And it blends perfectly with the flag. Back in the main comp, we've got a beautiful animated wind-blown flag, perfectly tracked to the top of the building. To wrap things up, let's add the city name, Buenos Aires, in big, bold 3D letters tracked onto the building. We create a new text layer and type Buenos Aires in all caps. Make sure the anchor point is centered. Turn the layer 3D and position it to float in front of the building. Use the solid as a reference for alignment. So now we want to have real depth to our text, and for this we have to make sure that our comp is set to use the advanced 3D renderer. That's the only way to extrude the text. Set the extrusion depth to around 11 or 12. Then enable beveling. A concave bevel works great here. Adjust the fill and stroke colors to make the 3D letters pop. And now we have some stunning 3D typography that blends perfectly with the scene. To finish, add an adjustment layer on top and fine-tune the overall color grading. So that's it for today, folks. Thanks for watching, and have you already subscribed? If not, down there, hit the subscribe button. Come on, do it. Do it now. See you next time. Bye-bye.